Hi, this is Kerry with Multicopter Warehouse and the DJI authorized retail store in Lone Tree, Colorado. And I've got something I am very, very excited to show you. It is the new MCW Cinema 4K field monitor. We've worked very closely with a leading manufacturer of monitors to develop our own line of MCW Cinema displays that are cost effective and yet carry professional results. Now, what's cool about this is how it comes. You have this tilt bracket, so you can actually flip it around and you can flip the screen over. So this is great for vloggers, people who are shooting themselves. So you can get it all framed up in camera, flip it over and see at a good distance what the camera is seeing. It's a lot better than trying to use a tiny little display from your camera, if your camera even has a screen that you can see when you're facing the camera. So really cool feature there. It has 1/4-20 screws on the top, one of the sides, and on the bottom. On the other side, you have your HDMI input, and this can take 4K input. You don't have to downsample it to go out to your display. Very, very cool. Now the display on this is HD. It's 1920 by 1280, but it will take a 4K signal and downsample it itself, which I think is super cool. It is powered by standard Sony style NPF batteries. So those will last quite a while and they're very inexpensive to find online or here in our stores. It also takes DC input, so standard 12-volt input. So if you're going to have this on a tripod running all day, you can just run AC power to it, no problem. What's really cool is it has 8-volt DC output. So a lot of cameras like the Panasonics, the Canons, the Sonys, they have dummy batteries available. So you can run a wire from that dummy battery to the MCW Cinema 4K display and power your camera. So if you get a nice big hefty battery on here, you can not only power the screen, but power your camera all day. So that's a fantastic feature. On the top, we have a row of different buttons on here that there's 4 programmable ones. So I have them set for things like focus peaking, so I can see what's in focus in my scene. And right now I've got my camera about 10 feet away and I can clearly see what's in focus. I don't have to guess at it anymore. The second function button I have set up for false color. So this is really handy, making sure that your exposure is correct throughout the entire scene. You can see the whole picture, see what pieces are in, have the right exposure, what are underexposed. Really helpful tool to get your exposure right. The third one I have set to turn the histogram on or off, so I can see if my exposure is correct at a glance looking at the histogram. And the fourth one, I changed the programming. You can change all of them. I changed the fourth one so that it flips the screen. So as I flip it back and forth, I can just tap on that and flip the screen back and forth. So super handy feature there. The 3 and the 4 are also used when you're navigating the menus. You can see on there, there's up and down buttons. On the other side, you have your menu, your left and right to scroll through the different options, and the power switch. So very handy features that come standard on the 4K. So 2 things that I like to set up on it is one they call 9 grid, which is basically your rule of thirds. So you can turn that on and see what is on your different thirds lines, make sure that your composition is correct. And you can also turn on a center point, so you can make sure that center point is always dialed in well. The screen itself is only 23 millimeters thick and it weighs only 200 grams. So it's very light. So if you're putting it on something like a handheld gimbal, it's really not going to add a tremendous amount of weight to what you're carrying around. So very handy for that. I really like it on like a Moza Air or a Ronin M or Ronin MX, and hopefully soon we'll figure out how to mount it on the Ronin S. So that'll be a really good feature as well, being able to put it on those types of things so that you can see what you're framing. If you're walking around with a gimbal and you're trying to look at the back of the screen, once that camera is at an angle, or if the sun's hitting it, it's really difficult to see how you're framing that shot. But by having a screen like this, which is a 5.7-inch IPS screen, so it's nice and bright, and it has a 170-degree view angle, so you can see it from the sides really well and from different angles, making it a great option for your handheld gimbal work. Now, speaking about being out in the sun, it does come with a sunshade, super handy. So it's a two-piece, so you have the plastic frame that just pops into place. Helps if I put it on the right way. And there's no reason not to just leave this on all the time. It's only going to provide a tiny bit of protection from the sun, but it helps a little bit if you have direct overhead. But now you can just drop the sunshade on there. And have really good sun protection when you're outside, making it even easier to see the screen when you're outside working. Now, you'd expect to pay quite a bit for a small 5.7-inch IPS display that can do 4K input and have all the features that this has, like the focus peaking, the exposure settings, the false color. You'd really expect to pay quite a bit of money for a monitor like that. The MCW Cinema 4K display is only $179. It is the best value out there for a small, budget-friendly, but still professional quality video field monitor. So check it out at multicopterwarehouse.com and come in and see it for yourself at the DJI Colorado authorized retail store in Lone Tree, Colorado. So this has been Kerry. Thanks for watching. If you like these videos, make sure you hit that like button, share it with your friends, make sure anyone you know that might be interested in this has an opportunity to see it. Hit that subscribe button, and if you want to be notified every time we put out a new video, make sure you click on that bell icon. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye.